Minorities in Libya also face constant oppression. For example, Berber parents are forbidden from giving their newborns Berber names. In the south, the Libyans taboo face mistreatment and injustice at the hands of the thugs of Libyan security. Taboo children are neither issued birth certificate nor allowed admission into schools. Libyan Jews were also victimized by the Gaddafi regime. Gaddafi ordered the destruction of all Jewish cemeteries in Benghazi and Tripoli. Mr. Gaddafi's domestic brutality is matched by his international terrorism. It's a shame that some business leaders and politicians in the West have chosen to sacrifice principle for geopolitical and business expediency and embrace such a violent dictator. Take the British and Scottish government, for example, which are indifferent to the plight of ordinary Libyans, but chose to release the convicted Libyan terrorist Al-Megrahi on compassionate ground. Al-Megrahi received hero's welcome in Gaddafi's Libya. Conversely, the peaceful Libyan dissident Mohamed Eljahmi, that body was flown back to Libya in the cargo hold of a commercial airplane and without receiving a proper autopsy. Mr. Megrahi blew up an airplane in midair and killed 270 people on the plane and on the ground, while Mohamed Eljahmi's guilt was speaking the truth to power and expressing the aspiration of Libyans for democratic change. The odious Megrahi continues to live on thanks to first-rate medical care provided by Gaddafi regime. Mohamed Eljahmi is buried under the ground. Mansour Kikhya has disappeared. His family didn't even receive his body. That's the reality in Libya. Terrorists are treated with care. Are ordinary Libyan dissidents not also deserving of Western compassion? I'm asking. And that's the question of many Libyans. After 7 years of Western rapprochement, Mr. Gaddafi enjoys legitimacy, while his brutality against the Libyan people continues. It's against Western interests to compromise values in order to appease Gaddafi, the same Gaddafi who has Western and Libyan blood on his hand. I call on Western diplomacy to look at all Libyans with compassion, not just Libyan terrorists. My family asks the UN Human Rights Council to investigate Fathi's imprisonment and torture in Libya. We also seek an investigation of the cover-up role played by the Arab Medical Center in Amman, Jordan, which to this day refuses to turn over Fathi's medical report to the family. The UN Human Rights Council should do the right thing by standing with the Libyan people. An international and independent investigation is needed in the Abu Slim massacre. I contrasted to you the treatment of Megrahi and to my brother. Megrahi is a terrorist. My brother was a courageous dissident. Now, let's contrast the treatment of Charles Taylor and Gaddafi. Charles Taylor, we know, is a criminal. He's standing on for war crimes. But who financed Charles Taylor? Who provided logistical support and training for Charles Taylor? Mr. Gaddafi and his regime. Charles Taylor is facing war crimes. Gaddafi is still at large. So Mohamed Eljahmi was correct on Libyan soil when he called Gaddafi a war criminal responsible for the wars in West Africa. It's only justice if Gaddafi is investigated and brought to justice for his role in the West Africa war. But then again, Libya sits on the council which has traditionally done very little to help human rights situation in Libya. This must change. It can change if we have the courage, like Mohamed Eljahmi, to speak the truth to power. May every victim of Mr. Gaddafi's terror rest in peace. Thank you.